Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to it. Obviously, we get a lot of the young prospects coming up from the draft and the draft picks that we have. Some really good young talented people, but they're young boys, and it's development of their hockey skills, it's development of their strength, their conditioning, all that stuff. But you're teaching them to be, men, adults, and teaching them to be winners. It's complex, but it's a lot of fun.
2 championship runs, 2 final appearances, and then to make it back to the playoffs with such a younger player base. How significant and rewarding was that?
Well, it's really rewarding. I mean, being able to go on those runs the first few years were special. Coming up short really hurts, of course, but to be able to go back to the playoffs with a much younger team the next year was special. And we realized, those first 2 years, what we've done was we've really created a winning culture down in Coachella Valley. You think of hockey and you think, okay, well, we always want to win. You always want to win that shift. You always want to win that puck battle. You want to win your game. You want to win, a string of games, go on a streak. But it's important to develop a winning culture and develop players that really, not just want to win, they expect to win every night, and then to have that in their identity as they become, Kraken from Firebirds is important. There always is, the proud dad moments I talk about are when just like you'd see with your own child, you teach them something and then you see them do it on their own, right? It's the same with these players. I remember, my very first year showing Riker Evans something, and I wasn't a defenseman when I played, and defense is not even my specialty, nor the power play, but I showed him something that I thought lacked in his game, and I specifically told him, I said, maybe don't try this in a game, try it maybe in practice a few times. Sure enough, went right out there in a game and tried it, did it, pulled it off, and I think they scored on that play, and it was one of those proud dad moments where you go, wow, that was really cool.
Another shift that happened going into last season was a new coach in Derek Laxdal, and talk about what he's brought to the team and how important he's been in continuing this legacy of success.
He's coached at every level. He's had success at every level. He's won championships, and he comes in, he brings that pedigree, and these kids immediately respect him. One of his specialties, something that really attracted us to him as a coach, is he's very good with the details of these young players. They come from junior hockey, and Swedish hockey league, and where they were all the stars on their team, and then they come to us, and there's 15 players like that, and they all have to kind of separate themselves. So now they've got to learn a little bit more of defensive responsibilities, playing against older, stronger men, and winning battles in corners and around the net, and it's something that Derek's very good at, not only teaching these, but getting through these young players, and it's really a great part of his identity as a coach, and he's done a great job. So.
One of the fun things about teams and organizations is that you develop traditions, and rumor has it there's a Firebirds tradition involving push-ups. Do you care to explain?
Oh, I'd love to explain, absolutely. That started as more of just a fitness challenge. All of us coaches and managers were all former players, and Colin Zulian and I just got into, I think it was having to do a certain amount of push-ups in a month or something like that. So once we started scoring goals, we get down, do 30 push-ups, and that's really stuck around. And it's a blessing and a curse when we score a lot of goals in a game. I think in Calgary it was 6 in a period once, and it was difficult getting through it, and but it's been a lot of fun. I'm a big believer that the game is fun. You have to have fun, and that's part of it, and it's been one of those fun traditions. So.